Hey, what's up? It's me, Ahmad, and I'm back with another hot takes video. Um, I'm so grateful for the support in the last video, and just so grateful for all the support that I've had this past year. So, if you didn't know, I finally released the final Modern Family Out of Context video, and I just wanted to say thank y'all for all the support on that. And I've just been trying to release more videos this summer, so thank y'all for that. Other than that, let's get started. And if you don't know the categories, they're up here. Not really a hot take, but as a video idea, I think it'd be really nice to see not common interactions. Claire and Cam, for example, Haley, Jay and Jay, Manny and Mitchell. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But am I gonna do it? So it's going in that. I don't know about that category. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Luke's character lacked depth. Like as a child, he had some great qualities, but the writer just ignored all his good qualities and made him a douchebag as he grew up. And also how they randomly forgot about Pepper's son. He mentioned about him in season 4, but in later seasons, when Sal left, Sammy at Mitch and Cam's place, they kept saying that Mitch and Cam know how to handle a baby, and Pepe and Ronaldo don't. Pepper and Ronaldo don't. Like they just randomly mentioned that he had a son, and then randomly forgot he had one. Also, Cam was a manipulative. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of energy in this one. There's a lot of different things in this one. So I'm gonna go with the first one first. Luke's character lacked depth. I definitely see where you're coming from with that one, because I feel like with a lot of the older kids, they kind of flanderized them, Luke and Manny. So I can definitely see where you're coming from with that one. I don't remember Pepper having a son though, so I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember that. So I'm just gonna put. I see where you're coming from with that one. And Cam, no, you need to leave. You need to leave. Yeah, no, you need to leave. Because how you gonna say that with no context? If anything, like I said in the last video, all these characters are manipulators. Not one, not two. All of them are manipulators in their own way. So let's not act like one is a bigger one than the other one. They all have their manipulative ways. Yeah, so you need to leave. They shouldn't have had Mitch and Cam adopt Rexford that late in the series. We barely saw him. You know, I see where you're coming from with that one. I see where you're coming from with that one. Yeah, we barely did see him. They made a lot of random decisions like late in the series, and I was confused about it. I was like, why did they move twice? Yeah, that was strange to me. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. But it would have made more sense if they were like alluding to a spinoff, which has never come. So recent hate towards Phil and Cam isn't valid. Yes, they had their moments, but I think people forget all the other characters had just as bad moments, i.e., Phil gets very flirty when it comes to Gloria. However, Claire isn't great to him either, and even tried to get Gloria deported.
But before you go storming out of here, you want to talk about a certain phone call I got from immigration a few years ago? I just started dating Gloria. They were acting on an anonymous tip.
So that was funny. All to say, at the end of the day, it's just a show and they're just characters. So all the backlash for liking or defending certain characters is kind of annoying and unwarranted, in my opinion. Yes, we're locked in. We're locked in. Don't know who you are, but we're locked in. Genuinely, I don't understand why these people try to act like they're real people. They're characters. They all suck in a way. I love them, but they all have their flaws, like people. But again, they're not real people. They're characters. They're doing what was written in the script. If anything, blame the writers. The writers made them all manipulative. But yeah, we're locked in. Yeah. Relationship between Haley and Manny Should have never been that way. I actively cringed at every time Manny flirted with her. And don't get me started on the kiss. Thank you for the videos over the years. Sending love. Thank you, whoever this is. Yeah, they were very incestuous. The whole family. There was a lot of weird dynamics going on. A lot of situations happening. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna look at this on two different perspectives. Not even on the technically related stuff. It's the age gap. I don't know the age gap between Haley and Manny in the show. I forgot, but in real life, it's about 8 years. So I'm gonna just go with that. That's like me flirting with a cousin that's like 8 years older than me. That was born in 1998. Wouldn't do that. That's weird. But given the fact that they were like practically related and grew up with each other, I get it. You know, they're not related, so it's not like you know. But either way, the feeling it was mainly one-sided. So I don't remember the kiss though. So, but that was probably weird. So I definitely see where you're coming from with that one. Andy, my beloved, you could have done so much more if only you had more time. Hashtag bring back Andy. Andy writes. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm in the minority with this one, but I really liked dealing with Haley. I like them together. It's but I do get why people love Andy so much. But genuinely, I think seeing their relationship rekindle is like adorable. It's nice to see. So I'm just gonna see. I see where you're coming from. If they would have gave Andy more time, God knows where they would have been. But I was hoping that if they stay together, it wouldn't be at the same like rehash of Dylan and like them having kids. That'd be weird. But yeah. So you're going. I see where you're coming from, and I think, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Okay, so there's three in this one. Haley should have ended up with Andy, not Dylan. I absolutely hated Sherry Shaker. She was so annoying. Valid. Cam and Mitchell shouldn't have moved to Missouri. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Cam and Mitch one first. No, I don't know about that one because think about it. Cam spent like a decade with Mitch's family, and he even mentions in the show. So it's just like it's kind of like a trade off. Like Mitch is finally able to do for Cam what Cam did to him for like God knows how many years. So yeah, I think that it's a fair trade off. I absolutely hated Sherry Shaker. I see where you're coming from. She was very weird. She liked improv. Like that's weird enough. Haley should have ended up with Andy, not Dylan. I don't know how to feel about this one. Because I was just mentioning how I felt about them earlier, but I'm gonna say I see where they're coming from. I see where they're coming from with that one. Cam, although a great person, he was a toxic partner to Mitchell and vice versa, if not more. You need to leave. But yeah, I'm gonna save my opinion for the end. As the season progressed, they made Gloria a bit one-dimensional. Yeah. Phil is a great friend, father, but terrible husband. 4. Alex is the most neglected character and child on the show. She had so much going for her. And 5. Haley should have ended up with Andy. Okay, y'all love to say this. This consistent, like I've consistently seen this across like the two videos. Y'all want Haley to be with Andy. I get it. I see it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with number one. Number one with the Cam, you need to leave. Exit stage left, please. Why do y'all keep on saying that like he was toxic? Okay, so I'm gonna change it. I'm not. You don't need to leave. I'm gonna put one at. Yeah, I don't know about that one because you said he's a great person, but he's a toxic partner. So I'm gonna just say, I don't know about that because if you just call him a toxic person, then you would have to leave. But I see it. Like They were kind of bad partners at times, but like, who isn't a bad partner? Like, I'm not trying to justify being a bad partner, but like, you have to think about it. Okay, yeah, sometimes disagreements happen and things go off on the wrong pattern. You never know. Okay, that's all I gotta say on that matter. Number two, I think we're locked in on this one because I feel like not just with Gloria alone, but I feel like they made a lot of the characters one dimensional, and that happens with any like long running show. Like it would happen to London Tipton or The Simpsons, even most of those characters. But yeah, I think that happens on any long running show. Phil is a great father, but terrible husband. And I don't know about that. Again, it's like y'all are doing this on purpose. Like you're making it half and half because it's just like, oh, like he's a great father, but he sucks as a husband. So it's just like I don't know about that one. Like Phil has done so much for Claire and vice versa. So I'm not just gonna make it seem like that alone. But no, like be aware of what's going on. Like let's be for real. Let's not be weird. Okay. Phil was a great father and husband. In my opinion, I will be an apologist for all of these characters, honestly. They have their flaws, but let's not act like they just suck. Four, Alex is the most neglected character and child on the show. She had so much going for her. I genuinely think that you need to leave. What do you mean she had so much going for her? The girl got accepted to MIT. She went to Caltech. She was valedictorian. She went to Antarctica. She's traveling abroad for different companies and all that kind of stuff. What do you mean she had so much going for her? Did they stop watching like after some point, like and just never saw her progress past like high school or something? Because she still became a very like she has a lot going for her. She did a lot of successful things and probably still is. So yeah, you just need to leave. And number five, Haley should have ended up with Andy. I see it. I see it. Like I see where you're coming from. I do. I see where y'all coming from. I see where all y'all coming from. But maybe if they had like more time, I would say. Okay, next one is Luke's not ironically dumb. He's just annoying. You need to leave. He is dumb. Can he be annoying at sometimes? I mean, who isn't annoying? But genuinely, Luke is funny to me. And I feel like, and especially when he was a kid, he was dumb like on purpose. Like, I never found him annoying. Can he be a bit weird at times? Yeah. But I would say Manny was weirder when he became an adult. So take it how you will. Luke is super hot. Um, I guess we're locked in with this one. I guess I can acknowledge another man's attractiveness as a straight guy. So yeah, Luke's good looking. Oh my god, it's the things y'all have me saying. I don't know if this is a hot take, but Luke and Jake Peralta are low key the same person. Who is Jake Peralta? Oh, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Okay, I see it. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. That is actually funny. I had to update my memory bank real quick, but yeah, I see where you're coming from with that one. Haley and Dylan were so much better than Haley and Andy. Now this is a hot take. This is a hot take. We're locked in. We're locked in. Genuinely, because this is a hot take that I've been wanting to see. Everyone's saying Haley and Andy, Haley and Andy. How is Haley and Andy if it's a hot? How are Haley and Andy a hot take if everyone's saying it? This is a hot take. This is what I'm looking for. The other ones, hot takes as well. But this specifically, yeah, we're locked in. Genuinely, we're locked in. Okay, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Phil is the worst character. He pisses me off so bad. You need to leave. Get out. As a matter of fact, unsubscribe. Dislike this video. If you put this in, you can unsubscribe from my channel. I don't care about you. Matter of fact, I hope you have a bad day today. Claire was arguably as bad, if not worse, than her mom. Okay, this is a hot take, but I don't agree with it at all. So you need to leave. I would say Claire, despite her faults, was a good mom. She was better than both of her parents. Although she didn't do everything that she wanted to do as a parent, she sometimes felt that she failed as one. And that's how most parents feel. They feel like they failed in a sense. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm a parent, but essentially she was trying so hard to not be like her mom. She might have had some traits like her mom because, again, we all have some traits like our parents, whether we like it or not, because we were raised by them. So, yeah, that's how that goes. But overall, she's not worse than her mom. Her mom was crazy. I could never see if her and Phil got a divorce, which they never will. I could never see her crashing out at the next wife's wedding like that, or tearing down her daughters that bad, or actually, no, they're all manipulators. But either way, I could never see Claire doing the things that her mom did in the series. Later seasons, Manny was really funny as a dopey, mopey, depressed artist. Okay, this is a hot take because a lot of people don't really like Manny late seasons. But yeah, again, if you take it as a lighthearted show, comedy show, then you won't really have a problem. Obviously there was a shift in the quality of the show past a certain point, but overall, it was still funny to me. But yeah, Manny was definitely entertaining. So I see where you're coming from with that one. I see where you're coming from. Cam was one of the worst, if not the worst characters in the show. He was such a crybaby and manipulative person. Mitch deserved better. I need to leave. Y'all, why do y'all not like Cam so much? Cam is delightful. Cam is hilarious to me, honestly. Why are you analyzing this show this hard? It's a sitcom. Cam is a comedy character. He's supposed to be twisted sometimes. But overall, I don't really get why people be like, oh, Cam sucks, Cam this, Cam that. Cam's hilarious. And if you don't see it, then you might be the problem, actually. But yeah, no, I don't get why people don't like him. You need to leave. And also, how are you this invested in the fandom and don't like one of the main characters in the show? I'm not saying you have to love everyone. You can have your favorites. I don't have a favorite personally. I've said this earlier. But yeah. Again, how can you be so disdained with one character from a show that you love? Doesn't that take the enjoyment out of it for you? That's all I gotta say though. The writers were weirdly obsessed with including unnecessary incest jokes in the show. Joe should have been a girl. The last few seasons weren't as bad as people made them seem to be, but earlier seasons were better, of course. Okay, so I'm going to divide this into 3. So the first one, yeah, honestly, I think we're locked in with this one because, again, Joe had a crush on his sister. Joe had a crush on his sister. Why was that even a plot line? Manny and Claire. Manny and Haley. Cam and Phil. Yeah, that was a whole episode. He had a crush on Phil. Oh, and they even made an incest joke about Cam and Claire having kids together, through as a surrogate. They were drunk. Okay, it's a long story.
I know I'm the only one, but it is my favorite.
Don't apologize, Mom. You know what you like.
Phil and Gloria. Joe should have been a girl. Yeah, you need to leave. What? I don't even think you need to leave. I don't know about that. What would that have changed about the show? That made the show better or worse? I don't think so. I don't think that would have changed anything. So yeah, I'm gonna just say I don't know about that. And the last few seasons weren't as bad, and I think we're locked in on this one. Yeah, the early seasons were better. The early seasons were peak, but the later seasons weren't as bad. So yeah, I think we're locked in on that one. Not a hot take. Will you have more time to make more videos of Modern Family out of context? If not, still thank you for the amazing work you've already done. When did this get written? This was written in May. Okay. Well, the video's out now. Whoever wrote this in, I apologize. I was in college. College really took a lot of my time. And I would say the abortion video also took my time away from that as well. So I don't know if I should rank this, but if I do rank it, I think I'm gonna have to be with lock. I gotta be locked in. Yeah, yeah. Luke is the worst character, and his friendship with Walt was really just so he could get one of Walt's things when Walt died. Oh, okay. I'm worried for you actually. You know how far ago Walt was? That was like child Luke. Why would child Luke do that? That's so weird. You need to leave. Like genuinely, you need to leave. Like I've never been so weirded out reading one of these hot takes. Because what do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. Luke was a child when this stuff happened. You need to leave. Like, unsubscribe. Dislike the video. Man, I'm being so genuine right now. Why are you so weird? Like, I hope I didn't like. I don't care about lots of fan off of this one, but no, you're weird. So no, you're weird for this opinion or hot take or whatever. But no, you need to leave. Like genuinely, Alex.
You know what? Hell yeah.
We're locked in. We're locked in. Uh, yeah, we're locked in. We're locked in. Yeah, locked in. So that was the final hot take I'm gonna look at today. Um, Thank y'all so much for the support on the Modern Family videos. And thank y'all so much for the support on my most recent videos that are non-Modern Family. And I'm just so grateful for what this summer has had in store. Tell me what y'all think about this video down below. And my video, the next video is going to be a DNA video, which is going to be about me looking and finding out about my background. And if you have any confessions that you would like to drop down below, make sure you put them down in the comments in the description below. And other than that, a day without laughter is a day wasted. Peace out. Thank y'all so much.